Steph, how was this year different than the two previous? Everybody's talked about how difficult it was. Obviously, getting you back from injury. The Warriors had the 4 All-Stars play in only 41 of the 82 games, and yet still came together at the right time. How was this year have a different feel?
I mean, pretty much described every part of the journey. Injuries, the challenge of trying to motivate yourself and get hyped for a 4th year in a row chasing a trophy. And we have amazing IQ guys. We got great chemistry. We got a deep hunger knowing that when the lights are bright, we show up. And it all kind of came together at the right time down the stretch of the playoffs, and now we're here celebrating another championship. So it was a special year for sure.
For Klay Thompson, the line of the postseason is, "I never knew you used your ankle so much to play basketball." That's and yet you played through a couple significant injuries because you said you didn't want to miss it, that you wanted to continue to play with these guys, and Game 6 elimination games seemed to be your thing. Well, what will you remember from this year?
Just the journey. And I'll remember the downs more, honestly, just because they made the victory that much sweeter. And even, the ankle, the knee, the thumb, whatever, it's like a badge of honor because you win that championship, it's all worth it. And, yeah, like I said, just the journey, man. It was long. And it's been like it's been like a blur these last 4 years. But if you end it with this every time, you can't complain.
Steph, you and Klay both always have that unshakable confidence in shooting. No matter what has happened on the prior shot, you're going to take that next shot. Did it ever waver down to Houston that, wait a minute, we got to win 6, we got to win on the road 7, we still got to get to the finals? What was it within the team that had that kind of inner belief that you were going to get it done?
I mean, we usually respond when our back's against the wall, and that was a situation we haven't been in. Any combination of guys on the stage, and to have to win two in a row without having home court advantage, just to get to the finals, let alone trying to win a championship. We had so much confidence in ourselves, no matter how the series had went up until that point, that we could turn it around, and obviously we did. So. Like Klay said, all the work that you put into it, and the blood, sweat, and tears that you leave out on the floor, regular season, training camp, into the playoffs, that all shows up at the right time, and that's what happened.
Klay, it's brought up the friendships between you guys and the way you get along as a team. I want photos of you and Zaza fishing. That's the next thing that I want to see. I've seen China Klay, I've seen Comic Klay, I've seen Shooting Klay. I've not seen Klay on the high seas. I'm waiting to see that.
It's a good sight to see.
What is it about this chemistry and the camaraderie that makes this team so special? Because it's real, it's legit. The amount of fun you have, Steve talks about joy, and it's palpable when you guys play basketball.
I mean, I think all of us just enjoy playing the game, and no one ever complains. That's the beauty of it. Guys will not play a whole series and then come out the next series and make a huge impact. I mean, look at guys like JaVale. I mean, Quinn Cook. We had almost the whole team hurt. He came in, Kevon Looney. This man, barely had any playoff experience. He's blocking people at the rim. I can go down the list. So it wasn't just us 4. It was everyone behind us as well who had huge contributions throughout the whole year.
Finish up with a Splash Brothers message to Dub Nation and the fans. Give them a thought on the way out.
I mean, we're champs again. It's great to be back here. It's great to bring Larry home, and kind of like Bob said, never really imagined that we would be having 1 parade, let alone 2, now 3. But this is for you guys. This is what why it's so special to be playing in the Bay Area in front of you fans, all of Dub Nation. So we appreciate your support, and we're gonna try to get greedy and go get some more. So appreciate it.
Klay, you got a thought?
Yeah, what Steph said.
So for Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, we saved the best for last here. If you remember Draymond in the first parade, he got near the ledge, so we have him seated away from the ledge. But you have said you want to be known as one of the ultimate winners. So I came up with a little number for you. 4,200 guys have played NBA basketball. 73 have won 3 championships or more. That's less than 2%. 5 of those 73 dudes are Golden State Warriors, and you are one of them. The ultimate winner.
That's pretty special. That's pretty good.
You didn't need to Google yourself. I wanted to give you that info directly.
Appreciate that.
Steve calls you the heartbeat. There was an interesting kind of puzzle on would the elite championship defense be there in the playoffs when it mattered. And about 3 minutes into the Spurs game 1, I said, Draymond is so locked in, he's guarding the whole Spurs team by himself. I think the elite defense is here. Where's that energy come from? And in the playoffs, ratcheting it up, how do you do that all the time?
I mean, I think, as competitors, we all look forward to that moment to compete for a championship, although it may not seem like that at times throughout the regular season where it can get long and grueling. We look forward to that. And I mean, as far as the defense go, like Steve said, that's why our team is made at it. It allows us to get out in transition. It kills the confidence of other teams. I think, everybody think my defense is great. I think it's pretty good, but I have a lot of defensive breakdowns out there thinking by myself. And these guys cover up for me, so I can't act like it's just me, out there making everything go. We all work out together, and, that's how our defense is so great.
Kevin, you talked about year 2 being different than year 1, having a different feel, like someone releasing a second album after a mega hit the first time around. What will you take from the back-to-back championships for Kevin Durant, other than another kind of K-dagger in Cleveland to put him away?
Like Clay said, I think it's just a journey, just being around these guys every day. I see these guys more than I see my family, so I feel like we built a nice bond over the last few years, and it's only getting stronger and stronger, and it showed on the basketball court. So I just, flights, the bus rides, the shoot-arounds, breakfast meetings, all that stuff, that's the best part of the year, and then to get here just caps it all off. So it's just a special year, just getting to know each and every one of my teammates even better.
It's hard to ask an elite player what's the best game you ever played, but when you think about in the finals, your Splash Brothers are 7 of 27, and they're hurting in a game. And you need scoring, so you kick in 43. And Draymond needs help rebounding because he's fighting off the Cavs with Kevon and other guys, and you just grab 13. And then you need some assists, so you just crank out and dish out 8. I mean, is that in the biggest stage, is that the greatest game you've ever played in your life?
It was a fun game. I felt like we just helped each other do everything. When guys weren't making shots, I think we just picked each other up in other areas, and when we defended, we did it as one. And we rebounded, we did it as one. I didn't box out hard every time. Draymond was doing that. That allowed us to go grab rebounds, along with Looney, along with JaVale, all the bigs. They allowed us to come in there and get rebounds. So I think we just did everything together and was able to walk out of there with a W.
So Draymond, people want to know in Game 6 or Game 7 at halftime, trailing, the voices, the leadership of Sean Livingston. I heard Clay was doing talking. He doesn't normally talk. Is that there's a comfort level with the whole roster of different guys stepped to the forefront and said, let's stay together, let's get this done. So it isn't always Steve's voice. Give us, the fans, just a little idea of 6 and 7 and just what you went through at halftime of those games.
Oh, man, those games, you definitely heard everyone's voice. It wasn't just one guy. Obviously, like you said, the one that stood out most was Clay. He doesn't talk much at all. And those 2 games, he probably talked more than anyone, but I mean, that's just the type of competitor that he is. That's why he can play on a high ankle sprain or whatever it was he's playing on in the finals. He just wants to win. And, those 2 games, as much as he talked, like, that just shows it right there alone that, that's the only thing that matters to him and everybody up here, which is why we've had the success we've had.
All right, I'll finish up with very few teams ever sweep in the finals. It's kind of historic. How important was that to you guys with the sweep to leave the exclamation mark on that?
That's a move. It's definitely a move, for sure.
And Kevin, for you, a thought to the fans. You fit in perfectly. We want you back at any contract you would like for any amount in any years.
Why was that even a discussion? Why were you even talking about that? Yeah, for sure. We want to do this thing again. All the love and support. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.